What do you think, boy? Think it looks good? Yeah? Does it meet your approval? Good stuff, right? You just need to get a little taller and then you can drive. Alright. This video, 1990 Nissan Hardbody D21. I'm going to remove the gauge cluster. Got to replace some lights. Clean it up. Maybe do some customization to it. Alright. Do some customization in the interior altogether. So let's watch. I'm looking here. I haven't watched a video or anything on this. But it looks like starting out we got about 5 Phillips head screws to remove. Alright, so 5 screws is what I took out. You might need a stubby screw for the middle one because the steering column's in the way. Try to use a little bit of finesse because we don't want to break this thing. There is a plug on this hazard switch. So I'm going to go try to unplug it before I pull the rest of the plastic trim out, alright? Alright, we got the trim piece out without damaging it. So what we're looking at, looks like there's 4 more screws to come out for the gauge cluster to come out. Okay? Alright, so I think we're looking at 3 plugs that gotta come unplugged. There's 2 that are plugged there. Those might be for a different model. But you gotta squeeze these tabs to pull them out. So be careful. Gentle does it. One more to go. Alright, I'm going to set this over here. That looks to be about it. There is a Speedo cable right there. That's how your Speedo hooks up. A little bit dirty in here. While I got it out, I'll clean it out. And this is the back. I'm going to replace all those light bulbs. All the big ones anyhow. I think they're 194s. Alright, so we're going to pull this clear plastic cover off and we're going to clean it real well. I got to fix that needle. Clean all this up. So this has some flat tabs. You might have to have a a flathead screwdriver to pull it apart. Just remember, this truck is about 29 years old, so be very careful. Clean up this plastic piece here. Okay. Alright, so at this point I cleaned these components up, hooked them all back together, plugged in my plugs from the back, put it in there. You got to put it in there straight because you got that speedo cable that's got to hook to the back of that. Okay, tighten your 4 screws down. This time would be a good time to check everything, which I already did, but I'm gonna go through the motions anyhow here. Okay, see if we can see this, get that glare. Those lights all work. Alright, lights work. Okay, now then, when I first put this in, I was kind of getting a little paranoid because my turn signals wouldn't work. Okay, but I figured maybe the hazard switch had to be hooked up. So in order for those to work, this hazard switch has to be hooked up. Okay, at this point, go ahead. I took it for just took it down the driveway and back up just to make sure my speedo was working. Fuel gauge came on, so that's working. I'm assuming the cool thing is working. Really won't be able to tell which lights, how much brighter I made it until it warms up. Gets a little bit darker out. So that's what we're at. I'm going to clean up this edge and we're going to go from there. Time for some customization. What we got here? Rust-Oleum American Accents 2x Ultra Cover Paint and Primer. Bonds to plastic. What are we doing? We are going to customize these pieces. Okay, there's the gap dash piece I took off. Some more pieces. Glove box piece. It's got stains on it, so we're going to paint over them. I washed these with some soap and water. Okay, you don't want to use anything that's going to leave any grease behind. Okay, if you can scuff them up, that'd be even better. I've got this handy dandy spray handle, makes it a lot easier, less fatigue on your finger. Okay, couple 2 to 3 light coats. I'm going to do a dusting coat first. Okay, alright folks, we're done for the evening. Got all these pieces coated evenly. About 3 to 4 coats per piece. Okay, looks pretty good. A couple spots have some orange pill on them. They'll be alright though. Got some kind of contaminant in there. If you got some wax or alcohol, works well too, to make sure you don't have any oils or greases on your parts. And that won't happen, but it turned out pretty good for what it is, budget build. Alright, I'm going to let these parts dry out for the rest of the afternoon until it gets dark, and then I'll put them inside and we'll install them tomorrow. Alright folks, there you have it. That's how easy, cheap way to spruce up your vehicle. Okay, can of paint probably costed $4. I wanted to do this shifter knob. I'll probably get have to get another can and do it. Really want to be able to take the shifter, this piece out. If I can, I'll have to read the book and see if it comes out. Otherwise, I'll have to make me tape everything off, put bags around so I don't get red overspray everywhere. But the sky's the limit on that. You could do vents, you could do speaker covers, door latches. Eventually, this steering wheel's seen better days. It's pretty wore out. Eventually, I want to get a Grant steering wheel, so slap it in there, look real good. This here, I'm gonna probably contact cement this down, and then I may put a CB up here. I don't know yet. Old school CB radio. That's it for Project Sin. Some customization. Thanks for watching.